Hello, and welcome to Power Moves, where we talk about how to level up in your career, how to level up in your finances, how to level up in life in general. Good evening. Good evening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Like, share, and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. It's so good to see you all again. And we are going to talk about work-life balance today. Work-life balance, aka how not to work like a slave and die with regrets. How not to work like a slave and die with regrets. No one wants to do that. But we do have some workaholics out there, so this might help you out a little bit. I used to be one of those. Definitely scaled it back. Can't find work-life balance if you're a committed workaholic, okay? So, how do you not work like a slave and die with regrets? How do you find your work-life balance? Well, one way is to not stay late at work unless it's absolutely necessary. Listen, it is a trap. It is a trap. Do not stay late at work unless it's absolutely necessary. Don't stay late trying to impress your boss. You may think that it's conveying the idea that you are committed, diligent, and a hard worker. But it could also be conveying the idea that you are overwhelmed and cannot finish your workload during regular work hours. All right, a boss said that to us, I think it was back in 2011. One of my bosses mentioned that staying late does not impress her. And more, I'm hearing bosses say, take the time you need to spend with your family and your loved ones. Family and loved ones come first. So do not stay late trying to impress anyone, especially your boss. That can backfire on you. Also, it's imperative to get this concept if you haven't already. Your personal time is just as important as the time you spend at work. It is. And a lot of people might say, well, I'm working hard. I'm doing all of this work. I'm working so hard because I want my home life to be better. But your home life is better when you're in it, not when you are absent trying to make it better. It is a trap. It is a trap. All right, your personal time is just as important as the time you spend at work. It does not make sense to cut into the time you use to rest, recuperate, and recover unless it's absolutely 100% necessary. Your family and friends need you just as much as your boss does. And if you are not taking time needed to recover from your day, then how are you going to be fully prepared for the next day? It is a trap. You're just going to get farther and farther behind, tireder and tireder, and you're going to burn out, okay? So don't stay late unless it's absolutely necessary. Next, find at least 1 hour in the evening for your hobbies. Hobbies are very important. Hobbies are very important. They're a very good self-enrichment exercise. We don't want to stay stagnant our whole life. There are a lot of older people walking around in their 60s who are the same person they were in their 20s. They haven't grown. They haven't evolved. They've stayed the same. And it's important to continue to grow and evolve, find things out about yourself. So hobbies are super important. Part of finding balance between work time and lifetime is making sure that your lifetime is the best quality time it can be. Having a hobby is a great way to up the quality of your lifetime. Not only do hobbies help you relax and reduce anxiety, they also promote personal enrichment and growth. Many people who lack work-life balance have forgotten to make themselves and their self-improvement a priority. You are important too. You are important too. So you should pour into yourself. You should grow, learn, evolve. Hobbies help you accomplish that. Hobbies help you do those things. Okay? And they definitely up the quality of your lifetime. When you're using up your time after work, hobbies are going to definitely up the quality of that. Leave the city at least one weekend out of the month. It may not seem important, but that's because you're not outside of the city experiencing life outside of the city. So it's not going to seem as important until you do it, okay? No excuses. You need to leave the city, even if it is just the next city over. Do it. See the sights, drink the drinks, find a nice high end restaurant and indulge. Change of scenery is good for mind, body, and soul. It is so needed, but you don't realize it how much it's needed until when you are stuck in your routine. So yes, when you're buried in paperwork or when you're buried in spreadsheets or when you're focusing on something on your screen, you're focusing on that. That's important to you. So it doesn't seem as important to get out of town and enjoy your life. But once you do it, you will start to realize how very much important it is. So leave the city at least one weekend out of the month. I guarantee you, you will not regret it. Commit to plan family quality time on a regular basis. Your people need you just as much as your job needs you. I'll say it again. Your people need you just as much as your job needs you. And they'll be with you longer and long after your job is gone. You may not know this, but you will never stop learning them as long as you live. You think you know who they are, but as people live, they grow, they evolve, they become different people. They develop their personalities, especially children. They have these little idiosyncrasies. They develop in their personalities. They come into their own, and you're missing that if you're not spending time with them. Again, many people justify not spending time with their family by saying they're working to provide. But really, in all actuality, it's escapism. It's maybe there's stress at home, and if I'm at work, that's a very good excuse not to be at home. Things of that nature. But listen, your children are here because of you. You brought them into the world. They didn't ask to be here. So, as a parent and as a spouse to your husband or wife, you should be dedicated to being there with them, growing with them, experiencing life with them, strengthening the bonds between you all. That is very important because, again, that job is not going to last your entire life, but your children will be there your entire life. Your spouse, God willing, will be there for you your entire life. They should take priority. They should take priority over you gunning for the next position. And I know this show is called Power Moves and you're trying to level up, but your family is more important than that next level you're trying to reach. And there are ways you can reach that next level without neglecting the people who love you, okay? So commit to plan family time on a regular basis. And use all of your vacation and mental health days. Please do this. There are people who roll over and roll over and roll over and have so many vacation days, and they're just burnt out. And it's like they give you these days. They pay you to take time away from work. It is absolutely insane for you not to use your vacation days, to work through your vacation days. Okay? Your job is important, yes, but they're paying you to take a break because they know if you continue working at the pace you're working and you don't take a break, you're going to burn out. You're not going to be the most efficient employee. You're not going to be the employee that's ahead of the game. You're not going to be the employee that's thinking up the newest ideas, that's innovating. You're going to be the tired, burnt out employee. So please take your vacation and mental health days. They give you these for a reason. Use it. They are paying you to take a break. What sense does it make to put up with work, stress, and deadlines when you could be on the beach? You could be on the beach with people you actually like, sipping a pina colada and working on your tan lines. Close the laptop, put the phone down, please unplug. You cannot continue to work at an efficient pace with optimal alertness and effectiveness if you don't periodically take a break. Vacations are meant to recharge you so you can come back better, stronger, and more motivated. Okay? And lastly, attend worship services. If you are not doing this, I strongly suggest you give it a try. As a matter of fact, give it a couple of tries. Give it 5 or 6 or 7 tries, okay? Pew Research studies state that actively religious people are more likely than their non-religious peers to describe themselves as very happy, quote unquote. Try attending a few worship services at the local temple, church, or religious meeting place of your choice. I don't think I've ever heard of worship being described as a negative experience. It speaks for itself, okay? In fact, most would describe it as uplifting, encouraging, and at the very least, enjoyable. Also, talking to God, being one with the universe, or whatever you want to call it, is extremely beneficial. According to NBC News, research backs the idea that meditation and prayer can trigger the release of feel-good chemicals in the brain. When we pray, we activate our neural pathways to release oxytocin, which is, of course, one of those feel-good chemicals. Please attend a worship service. Attend them all. Try them out. There's nothing but good that can come from that. There's nothing but good and benefit that can come from you worshiping. Okay? Thank you for watching tonight. Again, tonight's topic was how not to work like a slave and die with regrets. You don't want to be on your deathbed. You're not going to be thinking about your boss on your deathbed. You're not going to be thinking about all the promotions you got on your deathbed. You're not going to be thinking about your coworkers on your deathbed. You're going to be thinking about your loved ones, the experiences you had with your loved ones, how much you loved them and how much they meant to you, and how much time you spent with them, okay? So please do not work like a slave and die with regrets. I will see you all same time, same place next week. If you want to contact me about a subject that you want me to talk about, you can reach me over my website. It's KaronMack.com. That's KaronMack.com. You can reach me here on Facebook or Instagram. It's KaRon_Mac. You can reach me there as well. I will see you all next week.